Sometimes people ask me the question, they said, Tony, when you decided to leave that company that you were working for, what was it like in that period of your life? What was it like going through that? And when they ask me that question, the first thing that comes to mind is the word loneliness, because that's how I felt. I felt so incredibly lonely. From the time that I started having that funny feeling in my stomach that told me that my path in life was probably a different one, I was looking desperately for somebody to talk to who could really understand what I was going through and why I felt that way. I went home and talked about it to my wife, and she didn't understand. I talked to my best friend. My best friend was really, really supportive, but he was a little skeptical in the beginning. He was like, "Are you sure you really want to do this?" But that's what good friends do. But when he saw I was really serious, he was really, really supportive. And he said, "You'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll make the right decision," and all that. But when I left him, I was also thinking again, I said, but he doesn't really understand either, because his life is completely different. And so I was talking to some friends and some acquaintances, and they were all like, "You're crazy, You do realize how many people would love to be in your position? Do you realize how many people would love to be in a job like that?" And blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I know, but I don't feel that way. This is the way I feel. And they were like, "Just stay there. That's what you do, Tone. It's like being married. It's not always lovey-dovey. There's always ups and downs. And you're just feeling different. You're just in a period right now. You'll get over it." And I was like, and so I didn't feel understood. I didn't feel like there was anybody who was really, really, could really, really understand what I was going through. And it was a really, really lonely time. And it was so bad that I just vowed that after, I said, if I ever get through this period, I don't want anybody to have to feel, I don't want to wish that on anybody, because it just wasn't cool. And that's when I decided to, just after a few years that I was into this change, and it was starting to go well, and I was starting to have some success, which meant that I was starting to get to where I wanted to be. I wrote a book about it, and the book is called The Courage to Change. And it's about finding the courage to change, because I ran into different people, the people who knew what they wanted, but they weren't sure how to get there. They didn't know what they want and needed help figuring that part out. Or people who did know what they want and they did know how to get there, but they couldn't find the courage to make that break away from the job security and all the responsibilities and stuff like that they had to really go in the direction that they wanted. And so I vowed, because, for example, I am going through a coaching program right now in this very moment. And this afternoon, I had a coaching call with my coach and with a group of other people who are working on similar projects like the one I'm working on right now. And I can tell you this, I'm in this coaching program not just to learn what I need to do to get to where I want to get to. I'm also there because in that program, I find like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? Do you know how valuable that is to me? To find people who understand you, who know what you're going through, who are, and this isn't therapy or anything. I'm really working on something technical to get from a certain place in my business life where I'm at to where I want to get to. And so this isn't like therapy and psychology and, psychiatry and all that. This is like real business stuff. But I'm talking to you about how cool it is to be with someone and to talk to a group of people who understand what you're going through and what you're building and what you're trying to do. You bounce ideas off each other. I went to the gym this morning at 9 o'clock this morning. And that's another thing, because I'm able to do what I'm doing now and have the freedom that I have because of the lifestyle that I've created for myself using what I know. Anyway, I walked in the door at about 10:30 this morning, and I had this feeling of inner peace. And it was really kind of surreal because it just hit me in a certain moment. And the reason I had that is because of what I was thinking. And what was I thinking about? I was thinking about this afternoon, I have a coaching call with my coach and with another group of people that are in the same program that I'm in. And I was so happy about that because I don't have that luxury all the time to be able to run into these people. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm building this program, because I've been doing coaching now, for more than 10 years, one-to-one. I do coaching with managers, entrepreneurs, business owners, and I'm also doing coaching with people who want to change some aspect of their lives, whether it be leaving their job or working on a project or starting up their own business or whatever it is. But I've been doing that one-to-one over the years. And so now I'm putting together this program where I can reach a lot more people. And the thing that I'm inspired about, and the reason I'm doing that is for two reasons. One of them is because I'm able to give the people my process, share my process with them that worked. These 5 steps that I take people through in this process. And the other thing is that I can introduce them to a community of other like-minded people who are going through the same thing. And the reason that I'm so excited about this, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but I am, because that's what I wish I had when I was going through this process. I didn't have anybody to talk to. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I'm really, really excited about it. So I'm building it up as I start to put together some of the pieces. I'm going to let you know about that. I'll tell you what they are, because I'm so happy that I'm able to do this. My football coach, Dr. Gene Carpenter, rest his soul, he used to always tell us that. He used to stop practice sometimes and tell us stuff. And one of the things I always remember he said, when you get to where you want to be in life, remember this, give something back. And that's why I'm creating this program, because I want to reach a lot more people, because seeing the results that I've been able to get and help people get in the coaching program one-to-one, I said, wow, if I could do this and reach a lot more people and introduce to them also at the same time to a community of people, wouldn't that be great? And so that's what I'm creating. And so that's what I'm starting to ramble now, so I want to do that. But stay tuned with me, because I got a lot more things to say.